Greetings, dear humans. As you can clearly tell by the fact that I'm wearing my furry shirt, I saw Zootopia this week. First things first, there's an annoying thing going on in Germany, because in Germany, Zootopia is called Zoomania. Because, yeah. Actually, there seems to be some kind of a reason because some dickheads in Germany actually own the word Zootopia, and they were kind of like. Pay us a lot of money, Disney, or something like this. And Disney was like, you know what, guys, we just name it Zoomania. Which makes it really confusing. But yeah, it is called Zootopia. So Zootopia is the right name. So let's talk about Zootopia, because nobody else will know what I'm talking about otherwise. Great movie. Big surprise there. But yeah, I really think it's a great movie. It's I have to admit, it took me a little bit to get a little bit. I expected it probably to be more of a comedy, and it really isn't. And it took me to watch Selzbeck's review of it, where she is like, "Yeah, it's really more of a really seriously played out investigation story." And yeah, it's true. We have those two characters who have one of them is a police officer, and they have a case, and so they go on crazy adventures investigating. And if this wouldn't be taking place in this world full of anthropomorphic beings, it would be just that, a normal investigation story. So they played it rather straight. I mean, there's still a lot of very playful elements in this movie, and this makes the movie great as a whole thing. But yeah, it is really an investigation and story first, and I'm not even sure if it is actually comedy second, maybe third. Because still, it's the second. I would say it's a story about prejudice, very, very clearly. I mean, for me, the worst moment was really when Judy, the very first time Clawhauser and Judy meet, and he is like calling her cute, and her reaction is like, you know, when you call a bunny, bunnies can call other bunnies cute, but if somebody else does this is not right. Like, I got a very bad vibe from this scene, because I guess what is supposed to be is that it is a reference to the, well, a black dude can call another black dude nigger, but the very moment a white dude does it, it's problematic. Which is an already very stupid logic if you think about it. So either you are a black person and you are offended by the term nigger, or not. And because no matter who uses it, it is still a reference to the slavery times. So make up your fucking mind, I would say. It's the same with what I just had another one in my mind. Yeah, like with I mean, South Park made fun of this ages ago when there was like gay became an okay word to use, and Mr. Garrison was like, gay, 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 you are gay. I can call you gay because I'm gay, so it's completely fine. And here's the same thing, like, yeah, because you are part of the minority, you are allowed to use devaluating phrases directed to this minority. This logic is fucked. So, no. And this is only the thing this scene was going for. The problem is, I didn't see the racist aspect in this scene at first. I saw this as more of a gender issue, like, oh, you can't call me cute, you can't call me bossy. I mean, this was a big thingy where some nutcases on Tumblr made a big deal about it, like, oh no, don't call me bossy. Like, really, that's a problem? This is a problem. This is once again a symptom you are fighting, and if it is actually a symptom related to the sickness you are after, is the second question I have to ask. So, and here's the thing, because cute, I cute is a term I use as a compliment to a girl, for example, maybe even a guy. I don't know. It doesn't happen too often to me that I call a guy cute, but yes, you can use the term cute in a derogatory way. I will not deny this. But making it such, using it in this context as some kind of racist or speciest term, like, oh, bunnies can only be called cute by other bunnies. It felt very stupid, very tacked on, and it gave me a bad Tumblr vibe. So, th- thankfully, after that scene, well, as Suspects pointed out, the subtlety never returns to this movie. As this movie is unsubtle as fuck. There's nothing to straighten the to soften the blow here. Subtlety was not invented to be part of this movie. It was like kept outside of the studio, and the bouncer was like, "Nope, sorry, we don't have place for you in here." At least when it came to the entire race and prejudice and whatnot message. What I have to say about it in a positive way, though, making the predators, the strong and big ones, the suppressed minority that gets hunted, was an interesting twist on it. Because it kind of dissolves the entire black and white thing by turning the literal predators into the victims. But then again, giving them an actual background is against them. I mean, they were the predators in the very past. They were the hunters. So interesting. I have to say, it's an interesting idea. So I while a little bit more subtlety would have been nice. The way how it handled and the few tiny twists we got in the narration were enough for me to let me ignore the rest. Then one thing I have to say, which is also a good and a negative thing, once again is a coin with two sides, is you need a fuckload of suspension of disbelief to watch and enjoy this movie. Simply for the fact, when you think about it, I mean, it starts with little things like, okay, predators don't hunt the prey anymore. They live in harmony. Okay, nice idea. However, rabbits still multiply like hell. I mean, 200 siblings? Really? This is one thing. Bunnies multiply this in such insane numbers because most of them get killed by predators. But if you take the death by predator factor out of the equation, they multiply as hell. They multiply like a virus. Unstoppable, and to a degree which is unhealthy for the balance of the ecosystem. And they still included this fact that they multiply as a joke in the story, but without the really negative consequences. Once again, suspension of disbelief. You have, on the one hand, we want to go with the rabbit cliche of being very what's it called? Very fruity, not fruity. Fertile, yeah. Going with rabbits as very fertile. But on the other hand, going with the entire, well, they don't have natural predators anymore angle. And they acknowledge the result of this, namely very, very many bunnies. To a degree where I would say overpopulation incoming. On the other hand, we have the predators. So the predators don't hunt prey anymore. What do they eat? Have they all turned vegetarian? Is this a dark secret behind the fact that they only talk about mammals in this movie because fish and lizard people still get slaughtered and eaten by the predators? What is their diet? What do the predators? What does the predators' diet consist of? And those are just and those are the things that stuck out to me right on seeing this movie. And I had to more or less consciously switch off my logic unit and be like, just enjoy this really imaginative, beautiful movie. Because because they stick true to this entire idea of taking certain aspects as given, like size differences and stuff like this. how do you create a society with creatures with the size differences of, for a random example, a hamster versus an elephant? And with humans, we have all more or less the same size, and we are only the only species who has to use houses, streets, and whatnot. Now here we have, oh, it starts with the tram. They are in the tram, and the tram has this 3 scale doors for the different sizes of species. Then they have this kind of overlooking platform where the bunny can go up there and has a great view, and the giraffe sitting right behind her. This is the natural position how the giraffe has to sit in order to not have to cramp her neck. Um, so yeah, they find very imaginative and beautiful solutions for this, and I love it. And all the small details, they love to detail their ideas in there. Like they really must have sit down and be like, okay, what would this society? How unpractical it is. How would a society look like with hundreds of species in different sizes and whatnot? And what they came up with is beautiful, and they didn't cut corners at all. We have scenes where there are crowds, gigantic crowds. I mean, in lower budget there would probably never be this kind of gigantic crowd, first of all, and second of all, even if there is a crowd shot, you would see repeating repeating animations. Like I saw a making of Space Jam, and basically the crowd in the background of Space Jam is a copy paste of the same dozen of the group of the same dozen people. Really the same group. Here, when you look at a crowd, it looks so diverse. I mean, obviously, they reused models. No surprise there. They would be idiots if they wouldn't. But even so, they reused the models. They managed to do have no still standing. Every creature is still moving. The movements are not in sync, so it looks super natural, diverse, and alive. And with crowds with hundreds of animals in it, which is like budget and calculating power necessary to create this scene. It's like, wow. They really worked with the fact that they were a big budget mainstream movie, and they did everything, and wow, it looks gorgeous. That's all I can say about it. Okay, what else can I say without going into actual spoiler territory? I know that I banned my non-spoiling rule that far, but about the plot, I talk very little about the plot, mostly about the aesthetics of the movie and the overall themes. I guess one thing you should talk about is, I mean, the characters. Judy, I mean, I am an open and committing furry, so I guess when I say it like this, it doesn't come off as too disturbing, but holy crap, Judy is hot. I wouldn't have thought this, I wouldn't have expected me to say this, but the way how they gave her this, I mean, first of all, she looks good in a uniform. Then they made this super acrobatic character, and has a little bit of an attitude, but not too much. Just a little bit blue-eyed, especially in the beginning, but she's also flawed, so she doesn't run into the Mary Sue problem. She really fought to get where she is. So yeah, she is a nice multi-dimensional character, but also yeah, as I said, this acrobatic thing, the way how she pulls off the uniform, like, huh, what do you know? Bunnies, ladies and gentlemen. Nick, also, so yeah, she is, as I already started to talk about, like, multi-dimensional character. She is a very, very role model-esque character, but her own flaws, they are a little bit there in the beginning, and they really come back at the end. And also to see how she actually had to fight to become the first bunny in the force is like, it happens in the first 10 minutes of the movie, so I'm not giving any too much away, and everybody who has seen the trailer knows that she ends up on the force. So, but Yeah, great character, great fighter, but also with weaknesses, with vulnerabilities. Like, wow, I really like how she has been balanced out. And Nick, on the other hand, comes from the different end of the spectrum, but also ends up being the same level of well-crafted, multidimensional, likable character. Especially because they dig around with each other the entire time. I mean, in the beginning, he's more of the dick, but then she pulls a few dick moves on him, which are uncalled for, and you are like, it is not black and white. It is not like um, she is a completely lawful good character. No, she has her own moments of being dickish. So, which also gives them a brilliant dynamic. And in case you're wondering, I ship those two so hard. On the one hand, as Selspec said, yes, it is a great thing to have a female and male team up of characters and not having them become each other's love interests and ending up together. But they would be such a great couple. I would love to see them as a couple. So, especially the way how their dynamic um, evolves over the course of the movie. So, ah, I love it. It's they make a beautiful team. So, and also, yeah, give us some hot cross species loving there in the still PG sense of thing. But they made such a cute and awesome couple. So they as a team, but makes them an actual couple. I don't know. I saw it with Andy, and later we talked a little bit about it, and we were like, well, here we have already the topic for the second movie. First movie was about this entire prejudice thingy. Now the second movie can be have a similar scene about what about couples of different species, because so far there was nothing like this visible in the first movie. So maybe even so certain issues got addressed in the first movie. There are still some unresolved issues and something you could do in the second movie. Just saying, including a bunny and a fox. Developing some kind of romantic feelings for each other. But yeah, final thingy. The movie, while not being the comedy I kind of expected it to be, it was still amazingly funny. I had a few very good laughs, and some. It was, ironically enough, the humor was more the subtle one for often enough. While the messages have not been so subtle, the humor was, and yeah, then beautiful, great animation, often enough super fast paced, not only in the action scenes but also in other scenes. There was a really fast pacing, top notch quality, very great voice acting, love put into the characters. I mean, if you're a furry, you have already seen the movie. If you're not a furry, watch it anyways. It's a great movie. If you are interested in beautiful visual design, watch this movie. If you're generally interested in animation, watch this movie. If you are interested in simply a good family movie, watch this movie. This is ANY saying see you soon.